I've lived in this studio apartment for over 4 years now. And when I got my job just recently, I thought that one of the first things I was going to do is move out, move into a bigger space. I live in San Diego, for those of you who don't know, and the rent is pretty ridiculous at the moment. So rather than make a poor financial decision and moving into a bigger space really fast, I've decided to try to extend the length of the time that I can live in this teeny tiny little apartment by redecorating, making it match my current taste and style, while also trying to add more storage elements so it doesn't feel as tiny and cramped. As you can see, I don't have a dishwasher and I haven't purchased one yet, but that's one of the investments that I'm going to be making in my apartment just to make my life that much easier. And where the drying rack is right now, that's where I'm thinking a portable countertop dishwasher is going to go. But changes that I'm going to be making today are finally removing this white marble contact paper that's been on these counters for about 4 years because I applied them shortly after I moved in. And I'm switching out the contact paper for something a little bit more just kind of dark, I guess, grown up. I've been sort of tired of all the white marble and the pink in this apartment. I'm ready to change up my style. So that's probably going to make the biggest impact. I also ordered some storage pieces from Amazon, like a mug rack I'm going to mount to the wall, which I ran into some trouble with that, but you'll see that pretty soon. And I also got a magnetic spice rack to put onto the fridge, just to move some stuff off of the floating shelves you saw earlier and just make it look more organized. So as you can see, the marble contact paper has sort of been peeling off. It's been time to remove it for quite a while, and there's just parts that are just dirty and worn, so it's definitely time to go. I hope that sounded as satisfying to you as it did to me. For the most part, this project of removing the contact paper took way longer than I thought it was going to, and it wasn't nearly as satisfying in the moment as I was hoping it was going to be, because it was so old and dried out. It just kept ripping and tearing. As you can see, it did not come off in clean pieces like I was hoping it was going to. I also didn't realize it would leave such a sticky residue, so I took a Clorox wipe and tried to clean that up and used the pink stuff. And right now you're about to see what happened. No! Your girl broke a nail. It was pretty painful and crappy and sucky. I was just cleaning too vigorously and was not being as careful as it would have been nice to have been careful, but oh well. And it honestly didn't even remove the sticky residue all that much, but that's okay because the new contact paper went on fairly cleanly. So here's the next issue I ran into. For the first time, I am attempting to drill into studs with a new drill that I purchased, and I was not able to get the drill to make holes in the studs. I don't know if I just wasn't putting enough force into it or what. So after all that work of penciling it all out and finding the studs, I had to end up shifting the whole thing over. As you can see, I shifted the holes over. So the mug rack isn't in the studs, but I was able to get it into the wall using wall anchors and screws. So far, so good. It is still up. It's still holding my mugs, but that was also way more of a process than I thought it was going to be. I bought a drill. I bought my first drill because Tyler's drill just wasn't working. So I thought, I'll just replace it, la la la, you know, whatever. So I live right by Ace Hardware, and I bought, let's see, I bought this drill, this Black & Decker 12-volt drill. Jeez Louise. Anyway, and I just don't know if I'm just not using it right or what, but I could not get anything through the studs. I thought that was the point, like you use a drill and you get through the studs. Like I bought batteries for Tyler's stud finder, and I was able to find the studs so that this thing won't fall and it'll keep my mugs safe. But I could not drill into the stud. Like, isn't that what a drill is for? I don't know. I might be making a really big mistake because I ended up, as you saw, I just kind of moved my holes over so they're just to the side of the stud. So, I mean, it feels pretty secure. There are, what are they called? Anchors. There are anchors in the drywall, so that was something. But yeah, so I was able to get just anchors in the drywall, whatever. And then as I was screwing in the actual screws, they just like slid right into the wall. And I'm like, I need them out a little bit so that I can get it hooked onto here, but then I couldn't get them out because they were stuck in the drywall. Okay, it's up. And we're just gonna keep our broken fingers crossed that this does not fall and break all of my mugs, because I really wanted to get my mugs out. That is so loud, oh my God. Maybe the next thing I do is WD-40 these hinges, but I wanted to get my mugs out of this cabinet just so I had a little bit of extra storage space, potentially for like to bring my storage containers down. I don't know, I've been doing so much meal prep and not all of my storage containers fit up here. So they're kind of in two different places, and it's just really frustrating. And I want them in one place because I use them so much. I don't want to have to go into the bathroom slidey cabinets to get those things. So anyway, so that's that. I put that up. I won't need to do any drilling or anything. That's it for the drilling. Let's just hope nothing happens. But I am prepared to lose all of my mugs. Let's just say that. Like, I am releasing my attachment to these mugs, my emotional attachment to them, because if this thing falls and they all shatter, that's on me. I did that. I have to take full responsibility for that. So I am acknowledging that I am taking this risk and I am moving forward. Anyway, let's see, what am I prepared to do? Am I prepared now to futz with my new contact paper? I think I am. Let's do this. major goal I had for this kitchen makeover was moving things from my bathroom sliding cabinets that I use a lot that are kitchen related that I just didn't have room for. So see, I'm putting these food prep storage containers into this cabinet that used to store my mugs. Do you kind of see what I was going for there? Moving the mugs out of this cabinet made more room for my storage containers, and it was kind of like a nice little domino effect. I also had a bunch of baking ingredients in those bathroom slidey cabinets that I wanted to actually keep with the rest of my food prep ingredients and all just my pantry stuff. So I wanted to remove everything from the top of my fridge, which basically serves as part of my pantry, so I can dust it and then reorganize it with everything that I wanted to be within my reach in the kitchen, so that I'm not going back and forth to my bathroom while I'm prepping food. It's just weird. I'm tired of it. Something you didn't see in this video, I did end up giving away my pothos plant to a friend of mine. I think it was just slowly dying anyway, and I loved him and I wish I could keep him forever and ever, but I have found that this apartment is basically a death trap for plants. So I only have one plant left that seems to be doing okay, but it was nice to make some extra room on my fridge. So I'm okay with sacrificing the plant. Oh, that sounds bad. He's still alive. He's thriving, but giving him up for adoption, I should say. So I was able to move all of my baking supplies from this cabinet, and I was also able to move all of my storage containers, like my food prep containers from here. There's still some kitchen stuff that I just don't use very much, like my KitchenAid attachment, my glass pie dish, and then my egg beater. I have the little actual metal egg beater attachments in my drawer in the kitchen, but yeah, and then these are just vases. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm okay with that, because that stuff I just don't use very much. I actually don't think I've ever used my rolling pin since moving here, so I don't know. I just have it in my head that one day I'm gonna do some baking of pastry. I don't know. Okay, so here's the kitchen after. I definitely wanted to move my KitchenAid down from the floating shelf just because I use it a couple times a year, which isn't that often, but when I do have to use it, pulling it down from that really high shelf is, I mean, it's heavy. I don't know if any of you have a KitchenAid stand mixer or a stand mixer at all, but they're very heavy, and so I always feel like I'm risking my life whenever I would pull it from up there. So down here, it just makes a lot more sense, and I was able to fit all of my baking supplies up here on my fridge, which is basically my pantry because I don't have a pantry, and on these shelves. So these wire baskets were in those bathroom sliding cabinets. So that's really great. And then up here, a lot of my spices lived up there, any of the spices that didn't fit into these little magnetic rounds. So I got this spice rack from Amazon, and it's magnetic, and it's actually really strong. It really adheres to the fridge quite securely. And what I really like about it is it has the paper towel holder, and then it also has a holder for an actual cloth towel. So I used to keep my cloth towel just right here hanging on the bracket for the floating shelf, but because I wanted to get a mug rack, also from Amazon, I guess I should link these down below in case you're curious. I just didn't want the towel to be hanging here and be in the way and all of that. So I really like that this magnetic spice rack has this dowel. So pretty much all of my spices fit here. So between these shelves in here, I think the only one that didn't fit was my cinnamon right there. It fit, but it was just, I don't know, it was really tall, and I want to be able to reach right here. So, oh my gosh, my throat is like really scratchy from all the dust that I've been cleaning. So another thing I really like about this, ooh, that might be a problem. Okay, I just swept, it's fine. Okay, let's pretend that didn't happen. I'm just a spaz right now. The other thing I really like about this rack is it does have these little hooks. So the utensils that I use, the cooking utensils I use the most often, can hang right here, which I kind of like. So I've got my slotted spoon, my regular spoon. I use my whisk a lot. Other stuff that used to be here, actually, like a lot of my therapy worksheets from several years ago when I was in therapy, and also like my safety plan, and I've just held on to it for so long, but I've been doing so well, I don't know, I don't need it anymore, and even if I did, I would need a new safety plan anyway. But yeah, this mug rack, you saw my trials and tribulations with it. So far so good, it's still on the wall. One thing I am noticing, I actually did make some eggs during like a little lunch break, and as I was moving my arm back to make the eggs, my elbow was hitting the mugs that were right here. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. So here we are. Another thing you might notice, I mean, I think I filmed myself doing it. I ended up taking down the paper towel holder that was right here that just kind of came with my apartment. It never really worked that well as a paper towel holder. It didn't actually dispense anything. And I was noticing that just as I was cleaning, the serrated edge of it I just kept hitting it and it was hurting. I really fucked up on the contact paper over here. That's fine. This was my first pancake, I guess. It took me a while to get the technique down. So it's kind of all fakakta, but that's okay. The marble pattern is quite forgiving, which is really nice. But I think a countertop dishwasher will cover that up anyway. The other thing I'm thinking, I hate this fruit bowl thing, or vegetable holder or whatever. It's big, I don't know. It's not super in the way. It's just, these hooks are not the most secure. Like, you see yeah, at one point this fell down because just one of the hooks at some point fell down. Those hooks came with the apartment. They make these wall mounted, what are they called? Vegetable bowls or like fruit bowls or whatever. And right now I have sort of like a meal plan guide kind of here that I created at the beginning of the year. If I did get one of those wall-mounted fruit bowl things, I would probably put it right here, and then I would feel like just it's just an eyesore. I don't know, that would be gone. But yeah, oh, what else? So here, now this cabinet is pretty much all storage containers for food with some glassware that doesn't have a handle to hook onto my mug rack. But I like that a lot because I mean, like I said, I've been doing so much meal prep that I don't want to go back and forth into the bathroom to grab my meal prep containers. It's just a pain in the butt. So RIP nail. It's not hurting as much, but I'm kind of terrified to take this Band-Aid off. I am glowing. It's quite warm, 74 degrees. I need to take a shower and just like live my life right now. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, just coming along on my journey of redecorating my apartment or my kitchen. There is more to come. I'm gonna be getting new bed sheets and a new comforter or duvet cover for my bed, so you can kind of see the sort of green look that I'm gonna be merging into the rest of the apartment. At some point, I will be getting a new desk chair because this was hand-me-down and it's so big and my space is so small, I feel like it just overpowers the space. And I also want to get a new desk because, like I said, I'm tired of all the white. So I'm gonna get a new desk at some point. And then I'm also just thinking about little strategies for my bathroom. Like, I thought about an over the toilet storage, but I realized that it might block my light switches. So I'm thinking of just more like kind of wall mounted sort of things, like a wall mounted towel holder might be good, and it would just open up this whole cabinet right here for me to spread out a little bit more. But yeah, these are just little ideas and kind of spitballing. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and just be on the lookout for more minor studio apartment renovations and redecorations, and just me trying to optimize my tiny little home so that I can live here longer without wanting to pull my hair out. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you would like to, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.